This is a video for no holes front license plate on a Mercedes-Benz C300 with this configuration only. So the front bracket is 205817028. I will show you how to mount this without any holes at all. Down here is what you will need. You'll need a drill with a 1/8 inch drill bit, long screwdriver, 2 heavy-duty tie straps, a screwdriver, pair of pliers, 4 short screws, 2 regular screws. All of them should be stainless steel so it doesn't rust, and you have 1 razor blade. So I will explain to you how to do this. It probably took me an hour to do it the first time. I think now you should be able to do this probably in a half hour to be able to do everything. So what I wanted you to do first, and I'm not taking the bracket off, is that on the back of this there are 2 tabs. One here, maybe one in the center. What I want you to do is I want you to cut them flush in the back with the razor blade. Make sure it's not mounted near the vehicle so you don't scratch anything. So you'll cut those tabs to be flush. These 2 side pieces will run flush with your bumper. That's the only 2 pieces that will touch your actual bumper. Up here there's a little gap up on top. Not much, but just a very small gap. So after you cut away the plastic tabs with the razor blade, now I want you to do is I want you to measure where the tie straps will go, and you'll put them and you'll make a mark. So what happens is right over here you'll see all these holes in here. And it's really self-explanatory. You'll see one piece that has a solid hole, solid hole, solid hole. Over here you'll see the same thing. You'll see solid, solid, and solid. So either right to the left of the top license plate screws and to the right of the license plate screws, there's one little small open area where you're going to slide your tie strap through. You can't see it at all. So after you do that, you're going to measure. Now you're going to drill 2 1/8 inch holes. So what you're going to do is you're going to drill a small hole right on the outside of the plate, so the tie strap goes under this top piece so you don't see it at all. So you can either do a little drill and use a little file to file it out. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that this hole is just big enough to slide the tie strap through. Now after you have that, then you're going to leave 6 inches on the other side of this tie strap. Make sure you leave the track part up so the smooth part is down. Use a heat gun to bend. So what I did is I bent one already. I got about maybe 6 inches. You can see where it will slide in right on that side there, and you keep it on a 90 degree. You can use a heat gun, a hair dryer, put it over top of a gas stove just to bend it so it's on a 90 degree. What you're going to do is you're going to slide that in this piece here all the way so it will be under. You notice the groove side is out towards you, so the smooth part is running on your bumper so it doesn't scratch it. Now after you slide that in, what I want you to do is the bottom screw here where the license plate goes into, what I want you to do is just to the right of it, drill a hole on both sides. Now what you're going to do is you're just going to take that, you're going to measure it, you're going to take the tie strap and you're going to cut it off with a pair of pliers. So now you have that in there, and I made it a little bit too long, so you're just going to drill, and you'll feel on the back of the plate you have plenty of room. Nothing's going to hit the bumper at all. So after you do that, drill a hole through the tie strap and through your bracket, making sure everything's on the ground so you don't drill into the car. And you put that screw in. Now it's a locking nut. You can use a lock washer. Most of the time, since the plastic, you can just screw into the plastic, it's not even going to go anywhere. But putting a lock nut on there, it's not going to come off. So now that you have both sides on completely, after you drilled the hole and you're making sure that the plate goes through, now comes the, if you want to call it the easy part a little bit. So now you have this excess on the bottom of this tie strap. So what I want you to do is I just want you to cut off the bottom of the tie strap so you don't have much room at all. So now you cut that tie strap off completely. So now you just have this little nub. So I'll just leave this little nub up here first. So now that you have your bracket installed, but it's not on the car yet. So now on the bottom, you're going to push these, and I'll show you when I'm done. There's these little clips that are spring loaded that go in, and you'll see the holes. I don't want you to go in between two holes. It's going to go in one of the holes, and you're going to squeeze really tight to push it in. So once you push it in both sides, so you're going to push the tie straps through the holes, and you're going to push this down on the bottom. You're going to push really hard, pushing in on the clips a little bit, and it's going to snap in between the two holes. Now the bracket is on securely except for the top. It can still come in and out. So now what you're going to do is you're going to put your hand down and you're going to grab that little piece of tie strap. Now the problem is I'll show you over here, so it might be a little bit easier to see. So what I want you to do is this tie strap's going to be in this hole. So on the other side, what you're going to do is you're going to bend it up a little bit. So the tie strap's going to be in here, and it's going to be bent up just a little bit. And it takes a little bit of finagling around, so you're going to do is just bend it up, and now it's inside there. Now, if you can't bend it up, use a pair of pliers, pull it up. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to use the pair of pliers and making sure you have your clip and the edge at the same thing. So what you're going to do is this piece is inside, you're going to go inside your car, and you're just going to slide this on here as much as you can. And that's all you're going to be able to do. Now that it's secure against there, use your pair of pliers, hold it, and you got plenty of room inside the car when the hood's open. And then use your screwdriver and just push it down. And you'll hear it click all the way down. And what you're doing is you're just pulling it tight enough just so the bracket holds on, but it's not going to break. So now that you have that inside there, you're done. You don't need to cut anything off. The heavy duty bracket clip is bigger than the hole, so it's not going to fall out. And you can see the bracket's not going to be moving all over the place. It's steady. Now right here is the only spot where it touches the bumper. You have a little bit of gap here. So if you wanted to, you could put, a little piece of rubber. So that's the only piece that actually connects to it. Now all you're going to do is you're going to put your license plate on, and the bottom screws, it doesn't matter because you got plenty of clearance behind here. But the top screws, what I want you to do is make sure you cut them short enough so they just barely go in. Now the only drawback on all this is when your license plate goes over, it might just stick out just a little bit because of these tie straps on here. So you tighten it down enough, when you have your Mercedes bracket over top of it, you'll never know it. But now you're completely done. Somebody says, well, what happens if you want to take it off? You can either cut these tie straps and it comes completely off, or you can take the screws out on the bottom, pull it up a little bit, undo the snaps back here, pull it straight out, and then go inside and pull the tie strap out. And you can just put the tie strap back in again and then just line it up with the screws and tighten it down again. You're done. There's nothing else on there. It shouldn't take you more than a half hour. It probably took me an hour because I wanted to make sure that I was in the correct spot and everything worked perfectly. If you need any other assistance or not a schematic, but like a Word document on explaining what I said, you can just email me back and I'll be glad to help you out. Hopefully this helps you. It works on a C300 with this configuration. And what I'll do is I'll go on the side and show you the clip, what I'm talking about over here. So just on the side of it, there's these two clips that go in, and they just snap in, and you can see it's not going anywhere. And up top you can see you do have a little slight gap up on top and a slight gap here that is not going anywhere. So hopefully that helped out everybody. I was more worried about using the toe bracket. It looks like hell. So this way here it works a lot better.